And I'm hesitant to say that because I don't want to jinx myself. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 4 of my Road to IPF Bench World series. So last week I traveled to Columbus, Ohio for an editing conference. It was the ACES annual conference, the American Copy Editors Society conference. I am an editor by profession, and I'm also currently the president of Editors Canada, which is essentially the Canadian counterpart of ACES. So I was there, I ran the booth during the day. I was able to sneak off for a couple sessions, so those were awesome. And I found a really cool gym to train at while I was in Columbus, Beyond Limits Training. So if you were ever in Columbus, I highly recommend going there. The equipment was really good, the vibe was good. With the weekly pass, I had a little scan tag, a little scan card, and I was able to enter 24 hours a day, sort of like whenever I wanted to. So that was really, really useful. And it's in the warehouse district. So the building is actually it's all brick. So there are a bunch of exposed brick walls and stuff. So it's really cool. It's got a really cool vibe. So definitely highly recommend it. It's basically right downtown. I was at the conference at the convention center and that was maybe a 10-minute walk. So yeah, so that was awesome. The travel there was kind of rough. I had a red-eye flight from Edmonton to Toronto, and then Toronto Pearson Airport is a chaotic mess currently. Highly recommend not transferring there. It was just, I had to go through security again. So take all my stuff out of my bag, have it scanned, and they were really cranky there that day, super picky. They were mad that I didn't take my charging cords out of my bag with my electronics, and I've never had to do that before. So they were and there was a big long lineup to get there, and then there was another huge lineup to get through American Customs, and my overnight flight was delayed. So I had I think I was supposed to have 4 hours in Toronto. I barely made it to my gate in time. When I got there, they were calling my zone to board. So it was a little stressful, it was pretty hectic. I then had another connection in Washington. That was seamless, but it's still time and the connection and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't mean to complain. I hate complaining about this kind of stuff because going to the conference was actually a huge honor and a huge privilege. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity. I was able to represent Editors Canada at the conference, which was awesome. And I met some really awesome people, and Columbus was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It was an awesome trip. But anyway, so training-wise, what did that mean for me? Well, training at Beyond Limits, like I said, was really fun. But of course, with travel, it's just not the same, right? You're not eating the same foods, you're not sleeping in the same bed. And I was eating fine and sleeping fine, but it's just not the same. So I was happy that I was able to work up to a top single at 90 kilos. That moved pretty well, all things considered. I followed that up with 5 sets of triples at 80 kilos, and those moved fine also. I was really happy that my shoulder felt good. And I'm hesitant to say that because I don't want to jinx myself, but shoulder felt fine. So yay. And I told you last week that I was going to reduce my bench training to just 1 day a week. That day, my training time was not as long as I would have liked, so I didn't actually get all my sets in that I wanted to. So I actually finished up my bench workout on another day. So I trained bench twice that week, but the second day it was sets of 8. So I benched 60 kilos, 65 kilos, and then 70 kilos for 8. So it was nothing too heavy, and those felt fine. So it was okay, it was good. And then I skipped a quick bench this week just because I arrived super late on Saturday. I arrived after midnight or just before midnight. Then I was waiting for my bag, and then my bag never showed up. So I had to wait in this really long line to claim my bag missing. Apparently there were 14 of us on that flight, again, connecting through Pearson. So there were 14 people whose bags were lost on that flight at Pearson. So anyway, I didn't end up getting home till 2 o'clock. After 2, it's all blur. So instead of training bench on Sunday, I decided to just scratch it for that week, in large part to let my shoulder heal, to let it keep healing. It feels good and I want to keep it feeling good. And I know I can't postpone it every single week. I don't have that many weeks left until World, so I do have to, hammer down. but I think it was a good decision. You know, if I can postpone my training for 1 week, just skip one session and then go through the rest of my sessions with a healthy shoulder, I think that is most definitely worth it. So I hope that's the trade-off. I hope I can go through the rest of my prep with a happy shoulder, or at least happy enough, right? And then the other reason that I decided to skip equipped bench this week was that I don't have all of my equipment. I know that's an excuse. I could have made it work, but my bench shoes and my bench belt were both in my luggage that was lost. So, you know, you can make it work, but it would have been really just like slapping things together after not a whole lot of sleep, and it just didn't feel right. So we'll see. Hopefully that pays off with subsequent weeks. So other than that, the only other update, I suppose, training-wise, would be my body weight. I'm averaging about 59-ish kilos, which is a little heavier than I want to be. Obviously, I want to be around 58. I do have quite a few weeks to get back down to 58. And of course, you know, travel and eating foods that I'm not used to, of course, that's going to mess with my weight a little bit too, but I'm not super worried about that. I mean, worst case, I could cut down from 59 to 57. I definitely don't want to do that, but it's not like the end of the world. But I thought I'd give you an update on where things are standing there. Anyway, those are the updates I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.